Now, once again, time to enter the torture chamber. We started this journey last week. We took some of the most popular phones around and we said, we've got to test them as per our daily life, not that fragile way companies want us to handle these phones. 3 more torture tests coming up, and these are epic. Today, this is how we're going to do it. Some carrots and beans, 5 knives, and 5 expert chefs who will use the phone screen as a chopping board. Let's get started. The next one that we had was photography. We went to a professional photographer for this one and asked him to shoot with these phones in the toughest conditions.
So far I know just the Lenovo Note K4 Note as nice and stable, and we've used it. It's won things before. It's a good and stable phone. But I've been pretty impressed with some of the others here. The Leico 2, the Honor 5C on its photography performance. I'm actually looking forward to seeing all the 5.
Welcome back. This is the Torture Chamber. Last week we introduced you to this all-new segment. This week we carry on. Now remember, last week we had a chopping competition. Today we're going to boil some stuff. But before that, test number 1 is the processor. Now, for the last few weeks, we've been talking about how the processor is really the heart of a phone, but lots of us don't even care about it. Most of us don't really know much about it. So today, the same 5 phones will go through a processor torture test. The first was a benchmark. The second, a highly intensive graphic game.
Before testing the processing speed, we ran a benchmark test CF bench on all phones to see the result. The Lenovo was the outright winner. After that, we decided to run a heavy-duty game on all phones at the same time to see which loads first. All volunteers tapped the application at once.
3, 2, 1.
The result is right in front of you. Honor 5C started the first.
So as you can see, those results are in, but now we're moving on to what I promised you. We chopped last week, we're going to boil this week.
Heat is one problem, which is because of the high processing of a phone and because of low specs in a mid-range device. Second is construction, the metal versus the plastic and how the design is overall. So that's an important part for a lot of people, and that's an issue with a lot of processors as well. So we also judge it by processor. One processor produces more heat than the other one. So it's a combination of a lot of factors that one needs to kind of look at before buying a device.
This is how we set up the boiling point torture. Very, very simple. We've got some hot water here. It's about 55, 56 degrees in there right now. I've got one more kettle, which is at about 80 degrees. I'll pour that in. These very brave 5 girls are now going to be holding their phones by putting them into a Ziploc bag and holding it in that water for about a minute. We'll heat up the phones and see if any phone, 1, malfunctions, and second, which one heats up the most. Remember, they're all working phones. Each of them is actually on right now. So the quick temperature read that I've taken from each phone is that each phone right now is at about 37 degrees or so. The water temperature, like I said, about 53 degrees here, approximately 84 degrees in the kettle. Let's see if the phone malfunctions and which ones survive. So you think you've ever had a phone that was too hot to even hold in your hand?
Oh yes, it was, and then I had to put it in front of the AC vent in the car. It usually happens.
Exactly. So let's see how this one goes. All of you have your phones in. Just hold on to it for about a minute. Time now for all 5 of you to take a dip. Time starts now. Okay, that's 1 minute. 45 degrees for the Lenovo, 50 for the Echo, 50 again for the Mi, 46.9 for the Honor, 50.6 for the Samsung.
So that was the underwater heat test. Now that we know how things get hot on the outside of the phone, it is time to dig deeper and see how a phone gets hot on the inside. We loaded a HD game as per Halt 8 on all phones and played for approximately half hour. All phones were on charging for this test. After the time was over, we took the reading for each phone via a temperature reading app and also the infrared temperature reading gun. The results were as follows. So here are the combined results of both heat tests.
So we boiled, we cooked, we chopped, we have those results, but now a bonus torture test, and one that I believe plagues all of us everywhere we go, especially here in India, call drops. So we found a location here in Delhi which is notorious for almost every call drops in that location. We took all 5 phones out there, and this is what we did.
The one problem we have all faced with our phones at some point of time is call drops. We head out to the streets of Delhi to test the same with the same connections on separate phones. We did the test both while travelling in the vehicle and also landed up near the Oberois in Delhi where call drops are frequent. All phones had Alt-Rs. The Redmi Note 3 performance was good, just one call drop, but later all conversations happened without any interruptions. The A5 and the K4 Note had terrible reception and multiple call drops. While the L2 delivered decent reception, there were no call drops from the Honor 5C and the reception via the phone was very good. Here are the results.